Dudettes, Mr. Theorist here, and welcome back to another theory video. As you can tell by the thumbnail and whatever I decide the title will be, this is a Doctor Who Season 13 prediction video. The reason I'm doing this prediction video is because, well, I think I've got a good idea of where they're going to go in Season 13. If at times I call it Season 3, it's because I'm classing it as the third season of Jodie Whittaker, which Season 1 is kind of a reset in a way of the Whoverse, but we'll get to that in a second. I'm okay though. For those of you worried, I haven't got coronavirus, I'm okay. UK's not been massively hit like other countries have. We're dealing with it okay-ish, but I'm young and healthy, so even if I catch it, I should be totally fine. I just disappeared for a bit. I think I've only been gone a week and a half, but I know I said I'll try not do this year. It's because I've started my night shifts and my work pattern means that I'm now working totally nights and I'm working 4 days straight, 3 days off. So everything's a bit all over the place. I'm not quite sure what day of the week it is. I assume it's Monday at the moment, but I'm 90% sure. But yeah, anyway, not a vlog, this is a theory video. So, Season 13 of Doctor Who, where will we be and where we're going to end up? Well, first I want to discuss with you what this first two seasons of Jodie Whittaker has done and how that has kind of got me to where I am with this theory. So, as I say, Jodie Whittaker is kind of like a reset. Her first season was kind of a reset of the Whoverse. Because it was very simple, we had a completely new style of Doctor, not just the fact she was female, but it was almost like she reacts to situations rather than knowing how a situation is already. Which, to be honest, as much as that's kind of not very Doctor Who-y, personally, to me, that's a nice refreshing feel for the Doctor. So this is why I've not had that much of a problem with the first season of Jodie Whittaker. It's very simple, but I thought I enjoyed it a lot. It was very different. Season 2. Now, Season 2 has done a lot. Some of you may say for good, some of you may say for worse. I've seen a lot of videos basically state how this has ruined Doctor Who. I'm going to bring out another video, probably another podcast video, and that's going to be one of the subjects in the podcast. So yeah, I'll get more into how I feel about that part of things in a different video. But what it has done is it's shaken the founders of Doctor Who. Some good, some bad, you can decide for yourself. But that's kind of what the first two seasons have done. We've reset and now we have changed the Whoverse to a degree. And then at the end of Season 2 we find out the Doctor, depending on how you perceive it, is or isn't Gallifreyan. Either she is the only Gallifreyan that we know of at the moment because of the regeneration ability that the Gallifreyans have, or she isn't and she helped create the Gallifreyans as they are now. And there's also a third piece that we're not really focusing on that we really should, because that's what Season 3 mostly is going to be about, and that is whatever the heck was in the redacted files of the Matrix. Obviously, I think Season 3 is going to have two things. The first one is where the Doctor's going to go from here, and I think personally she's going to start off trying to discover who she is. Like, where did she come from? She came from a massive hole in the Doctor Who universe, and she came through it. Why did she come through it? Did she run away from her people? Did her people throw her through it? Was she sent to our universe for a specific reason? Whatever that is. But then also she's going to start to discover what the redacted files are, and that's the main element that I want to focus on today, is what were the redacted files about. Now, if you have watched Doctor Who long enough, you know that Time Lords are not ashamed of anything. That they, even in old Who, they got to a point where they're like, you know what, the Daleks are the biggest threat known to the universe. You know what we need to do? We need to send the Doctor back in time to destroy the Daleks before they're even created. That's what we need to go and do. But the Doctor, being the Doctor, decides, no, that's not what we should do. Like, even they deserve to at least live. You can't just eliminate our species before they exist. It was a very good Doctor Who storyline, Genesis of the Daleks, recommend going to see. Even though I've told you what it's about, go see it anyway. It's really good. Old Tom Baker storyline. Really, really good. So yeah, what could it be that the Time Lords are so ashamed of that they made sure this special unit, whoever they were, made sure to redact it from the Matrix itself? And what were they getting the Doctor to do? Well, I think what it was is the secret that they're trying to hide is the time travel that they created, because this was breezed over a lot in the episode, is one minute they have regeneration ability they gave from the Doctor, and the next they had time travel. How? The fact that they didn't elaborate on it makes me think that's where we're going to go, is how they elaborate on time travel and what that actually means for the universe. I think what it means for the universe is that they broke it. They broke time and they broke the universe itself. That's why we have so many different time mishaps that happen across all of time and space. Is they broke time. Time, as far as they are controlling it, is wrong. And that the secret missions they're sending the Doctor on are their way of repairing the universe. And that what they do is they basically go, right, we need you to go to this place and go fix it. And once she or he, the Doctor, goes and fixes that anomaly in time, they bring the Doctor back, erase the memories, and then sends them on a new mission. Now, that's all cool. That's fine. They need to tweak it if that's what they're going to do. Because if they don't tweak it the right way and tweak it the way I'm thinking they're going to do it, this could cause some problems for the fan base of the Whoverse. Because what this starts to do is this starts to explain why the Doctor is different from all other Gallifreyans. That the fact that all of Gallifreyans are like, hey, we control time and space, we make sure everything stays in order. But the Doctor's like, hey, we need to go out in the universe and save people. And obviously the Master is, hey, let's go out and control the universe by killing anything that doesn't agree with me. Haha. So the Doctor is very unique in that way. Obviously the Master's unique because the Master's insane, but the Doctor is very unique in like, I want to go out and help people. Now, what if the reason that the Doctor goes out in the universe to save people is because that's basically what this special unit of Time Lords made him/her, the Doctor, think to go and do? Like, in order for the Doctor to go out and do the mission properly, they created a mindset for the Doctor in which they have to go out into the universe and save people. Now, that's cool, but that also makes you think, well, that means the Doctor has no level of free will. That the only reason the Doctor goes out and saves people is because the Doctor basically programmed to save people. Now, they might alter it slightly. It might be the fact that the Time Lords sent out the Doctor to basically go out in the universe and look, we need to make sure time continues in this direction. Things are a bit screwy, we're not going to tell you why, but things are screwy and we need you to go and fix it this specific way. It might be that maybe even the Time Lord's way of keeping the order is that they decide how things play out. Like the very fact that they sent the Doctor off to go destroy the Daleks in Genesis of the Daleks gives you a good indication that the Time Lords, they want to keep time in order, but it's time in order their way. Maybe that part of the reason the Time Wars happened, because all the other species realised that the Time Lords were actually keeping time in a linear path that they wanted on, rather than how time should be playing out. And this goes into the very origins of Doctor Who, where if the Doctor finds out this is what has been happening, that this secret organisation has been doing, is basically making the Doctor tweak time in order, but in the order that the Time Lords wanted to go, and then erasing the memory. But the Doctor then eventually realises this, and this is why the Doctor escapes Gallifrey. Like, over time, the Doctor's made sure they've forgotten the very ideas of this, or maybe it's something they feel is wrong about Gallifrey, but they don't 100% know. But that is the reason that the Doctor ran, is something to do with this organisation and what they were making the Doctor do. Which is keep order, time and order away. Now, if they take it like that the Doctor doesn't agree with the way the Time Lords were making the Doctor do things, and that the whole saving the universe thing is the Doctor's recompense for doing the Time Lords bidding in this direction, and that's kind of cool. It kind of gives a little twist. It's not just the Doctor doing it out of the kindness of the heart, but it's the Doctor ashamed of the very Gallifreyan race that they come from. that is why they make sure to go out and save as many people as they can. Because then that kind of gives you reasoning for all the different things. Say, like the Time War. Why did the Time War happen the way it did? Why did all of the races decide all at once? Because it's not just the Daleks and the Gallifreyans. There were other races that were involved in the Time War, as we know. So it kind of gives us an explanation to that. It gives you an explanation of why did the Doctor at the beginning of Harknell's era, because that might not be the origin of Who, because at Harknell's era, why did it explains why when the Doctor was learning about the origin from the Matrix, why the whole time travel element was breezed over. There was, instead of this long-winded origin of where the Doctor came from, and then the tiniest bit of we create time travel, and things continued on from there. Like, because they're trying to hide the idea of why that happens, why there was redacted files of the Matrix. All of this kind of storyline will explain all of that, and it's very Who as well. Like, places we knew Who is. It will start off being the Doctor going on an adventure. Where did that come from? I want to know where my people are actually from. It gives you an idea. You can like start jumping away from this universe because there's this fracture in the universe that it might not be causing problems. It just exists, and we can start delving into really weird ideas of maybe there was a reason the Doctor was sent here, and why the Doctor had the regeneration ability to, and the Time Lords were able to manipulate it for their own means. Like, all of that is cool and makes sense, and be very different and very unique for Who. So yeah, that's what I think, guys, is that the Doctor, the secret missions that they were sent on was to basically fix time, but fix the time in the way the Time Lords want the timeline to be. And that we're going to find out that the Doctor either is then saving lives because of the mission she was being sent on, or because secretly he was programmed to save lives. Now, if they do the secretly been programmed, that's going to screw with things. So tweak it slightly, Doctor Who, so that they just don't like what the Time Lords are doing, and therefore there's recompensing. Recompensing, I think, is fine. That still goes along the lines of what the Doctor's doing, and still sticks to how Doctor Who is as they are. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it's a bit late because Doctor Who's now finished and everything, but I needed time to get the video out and stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button. I've also heard from another YouTuber that kind of keeps his ears to the grapevine, is that please leave comments now. I hear that leaving comments in videos is very good now for videos. You can put whatever you want, don't really mind. If you wish to say that, oh, I don't care about Who, blah 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 blah, you want to basically say I don't understand fully how Who works, I don't really mind. Put something nice and positive, if you can, please. Or just say hello. Let me know who you are. If you've got your own theories on Doctor Who, let me know. I will go out and watch them. To interact with the other Who universe. I want to know how many of you out there actually enjoyed this finale of Doctor Who. At the moment, I seem to be in the minority of those that didn't mind where Who was going from here. I have one thing. If you watched my previous video, I did like an instant reaction to the finale. I talk about how the Master called the new Time Lords Cyber Masters, which was a naff name. She was Cyber Lords. It's definitely been Cyber Lords. But anyway, yeah. So please hit the like button. Leave a comment if you can, please. Even if it's just a simple hello, and I'll say hello back. And if you want to strike up a conversation, I will have one, guys. I'm fine with that. And as always, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've already subscribed, bring a friend along, maybe one that is a Doctor Who fan, or maybe a Super Legends of the Arrowverse fan, or just a sci-fi fan or fantasy fan in general, and have them come along and subscribe too. Until next video, guys, I will catch you later. Bye.